Welcome to the rules clarification and maybe a few tips video for Taskmaster and A Mess of Things, which is a Solo Champions League Season 7 Round 1. This is against standard Taskmaster, so we've got Taskmaster, and then our main big bad in A Mess of Things is Scorpion. And so I just wanted to go through a few things, easy to misplay rules, things like that. We're going to go through some of the things here, and then we'll go talk about some things that interact with stun, because there's actually quite a bit of stun in A Mess of Things. So, quick things to keep an eye out for when you set up. You need to put the Hydra Patrol into play. The Hydra Patrol just has the crisis icon, so it just means you can't thwart the main scheme. Main scheme has a threshold of 12, so you don't necessarily have to hurry and get Hydra Patrol done in the first round. In fact, if you don't have a way to deal with the minion that comes out after you clear it, you might actually want to even wait another round. When you flip from Alter Ego to Hero, you're going to need to flip an encounter card and take damage according to the number of boost icons. Plus, every turn when you're in Hero form, you're also going to take either a threat or a damage, your choice. Broadly speaking, I'm usually kind of finding threat is a little bit better of a choice, because most of the heroes are a little on the fragile side. I guess Hulk and She-Hulk definitely aren't. But those are easy things to forget, right? When you flip and when you do that extra threat or damage. So just things to keep in mind. We're also going to have those captive allies, so you're going to have access to maybe even get additional allies above the ones that you have. One of the things I wanted to highlight is with Hydra Patrol, when you actually clear Hydra Patrol, you grab a card out of the encounter deck or discard pile, and it needs to be a Hydra minion, so it can't be Scorpion, not that you'd want it to be Scorpion. And you put it into play, and it's engaged with you. Now, it's engaged with you. You don't have to use its when revealed effects. And in sight, as you can see here, when this card is revealed, is a when revealed effect. So really, of the options that you have, bringing out the Hydra regular with the Hydra Patrol is a thing that makes a ton of sense, unless you're just sitting on 3 damage and think you would rather get through the Hydra Hunter and then maybe draw into the Hydra regular later. And I could see plausibly that being a thing if you are worried about the insight. But I don't think anybody's really worried about the insight in this, with that threat way up at 12. The other thing I wanted to also draw attention to is related to Black Widow's Bite preparation and the interaction with Quick Strike. So Quick Strike has 2 things going on that we want to talk about. The first thing, so when Scorpion comes out, the first thing with Scorpion is he's got Quick Strike, so he's going to attack you right away, and he's going to attack you and stun you if he hits you. Quick Strike only triggers if you're actually in Hero form. It does not trigger if you're in Alter Ego form. And then 2 is the timing of Widow's Bite versus the Quick Strike. So Widow's Bite, actually, the Scorpion will come out. Widow's Bite will go off if you want it to, before Scorpion actually has the chance to attack you. So you're able to do the 2 damage and stun Scorpion and prevent that first Quick Strike attack from Scorpion. So Widow's Bite will actually do that. Okay, that's it for this one. The next part I want to do is focus a little bit on stun and stun-like effects, because they interact with all the different heroes in different ways that it's good to be aware of. So we've got Taskmaster and Scorpion. Scorpion comes in. He is going to stun you if he attacks you, as in you, the hero. Additionally, there's these 2 treacheries that have boost effects that will stun you, or when they're revealed, you're going to get stunned potentially because Scorpion's going to attack you, or if Scorpion's not around, you're just going to get stunned. There's only one card in the game that really punishes you for being stunned, which is this Mess of Things side scheme. So it can be worthwhile just actually to sit on your stun and not clear it until you need to. That way, if you pile up stuns, no big deal. Taskmaster has something that's a little bit like a stun, where when you attack, prevents all the damage, and then that damage is dealt to you instead of to Taskmaster. So this is different from a stun. A stun creates a replacement effect, so when you go to attack, the attack doesn't happen because the stun happens instead. This photographic reflexes from Taskmaster is still an attack, so there are some differences, and we'll see that when we go through some of the things related to some of the characters. So first, we'll look at Black Widow. Black Widow has these attacks. Now, the very important thing about Dance of Death, which is errata that got clarified later, is each of these lines is actually an individual attack. So when you're stunned, if you use Dance of Death, you'll lose that first 1 damage, but you'll still get to do the 2 damage and the 3 damage. So Dance of Death is a very, very efficient way to clear stun, because it's going to be clear stun, do 2 damage, do 3 damage. Awesome. Widow's Bite is an attack, so you could use it to clear the stun, but then the effect of the card actually doesn't happen. Similarly, Attacrobatics is something where you could also use it to clear your stun, but then the effect of the card does not happen. Black Widow, broadly speaking, you're probably going to use Dance of Death or just her basic attack to actually clear her stuns. Hulk is brutal with stuns, right? So, you've got your basic 3 attack. A lot of the damage he wants to do just comes from his basic attack being augmented by things like Hulk Smash and other things like that. So stun is really, really brutal. He does have a way to untap himself somewhere, so maybe you can clear the stun and still get to attack that turn. You'll also notice that Crushing Blow, very helpfully, is one that actually is an attack. So this would clear a stun. So if you were stunned, you could use Crushing Blow because it's an attack to get rid of the stun, and then actually do your regular attack. Thunderclap, on the other hand, although it does damage, is not actually an attack, so it doesn't get blocked by stun, but it also doesn't clear stun. Ms. Marvel does not have very many attack cards. She has the 3 big hands. Leadership, of course, doesn't have access to a lot of attack cards either. And so what you're probably going to end up doing is just tapping her and doing a basic attack to clear your stuns. The opportunity cost that you lose here is using her special morphogenetics powder to get back an attack card or an event card that you use. So she's, all of them, it hurts to clear the stun. Black Widow probably hurts the least. She-Hulk, finally, somebody who it also is kind of painful to have to get rid of the stun. If we look through some of the things that we have, Gamma Slam, that's a big attack. You definitely don't want to use that to have to clear a stun. The 1-2 punch, so this is where we want to pay attention to how this interacts with stun. So when you attack, you get the replacement effect. Your attack gets replaced with a stun, and then this response cannot trigger because you have not actually successfully made your basic attack. So you can't use 1-2 punch. You can't, if you're stunned and you do a basic attack, you cannot use 1-2 punch to untap yourself. You have to successfully make that basic attack to use 1-2 punch to then ready or untap yourself. A really terrible interaction with all of this is superhuman strength, right? So superhuman strength interacts with photographic reflexes in a really annoying way. Superhuman strength is a forced response. So when you actually do your attack, your basic attack with She-Hulk, you get this bonus to attack, but it's when you use that basic attack, you have to take the bonus, and then if photographic reflexes are on Taskmaster at the time, you're going to waste all of that and get hit back with that. And that actually happened to me in one of my practice games, and it sucked. Other things we have, Ground Stomp is a hero action, not an attack, so it does not clear stun or is not blocked by stun. And her flipping from alter ego to hero, the do you even lift power, is a response that is not an attack, so that 2 damage does not clear the stun or does not get blocked by the stun. So I think that's all I had to bring up about stuns.